What up? Welcome back to Cool Kid TCG. We have a matchup today of Blue Buggy into Red Shanks. This is a matchup that usually can go pretty well for us. We get a Croc and Mihawk. I kind of like this opening hand, not gonna lie. We got Promo Buggy into Mihawk. We have a 10 cost, we also have a Pudding and a Hound Blaze. Ultimately, gonna decide to mold that because it doesn't have Croc and Mihawk. Croc and Mihawk's an important card in the matchup, especially like most Shanks play control style. He kind of shuts off that. It's just a huge important card in the matchup. We lost the dice roll. We are going first. So we get our ideal curve despite losing the matchup. We're molding our hand here. We're hoping to find a Croc and Mihawk or some searchers in order to find one. And we're going to start off. We don't have a Croc and Mihawk. We do have a Galdino. Let's go looking for one. Ultimately, we can grab a 10 cost Buggy. We're going to bottom deck another one. So we know we're playing without a 10 cost Buggy the rest of the game. He's going to start off with his 2-don turn, and he's going to do something that I don't catch because I'm an idiot sometimes, which is he taps 1 for a Yasop. That Yasop allows him to give a rested Dawn. He's going to put the rested Dawn. He's going to swing 7, and I'm going to take. You can't swing on your 2-don turn. What am I doing? Why didn't I catch that in the moment? I have no idea. Now I'm going to swing 8. Just a complete misplay on his part, and then on my part for not catching it. No ill intent for sure. I know the guy, but just a dumb play that I should not have allowed to happen. And we're playing down a card because of that, or down a life because of that. He's gonna tap 1 for another Yasop. Having said that, I don't think that's the reason why we lost the game, but we'll see. We're gonna tap 1 for another Yasop, or another Yasop, and he's gonna tap 3 for a Hongo. That Hongo is a 2K, but also he can rest it to minus 2,000 power. We're going to he's going to swing into life, and I'm going to activate Trigger of Sables to bounce the Hongo back. I thought about where that swing was going, or excuse me, where that Sable should go, whether I could bounce a Yasa, but ultimately it's a 1 cost. I'd rather him have to pay 3 again to play that Hongo down, even though it is I'm giving him 2K back to hand. I'm going to swing 5 life, and he doesn't leader effect, he counters out. So lucky, fortunate there. And then we're going to leader effect Promo Buggy into Mihawk. So now we have a good blocker. We're going to shut off all his 3s and 4s. Not that he runs a lot of 3s and 4s, but we're going to be able to shut them off. Our hand's got some 2Ks. We have an 8 cost Luffy. Kind of want to hold on to that. Luffy could come in handy maybe later just to have another rusher. But we're going to see. He's going to tap 3 for a Sanji. That Sanji can attack as long as my Promo Buggy's on the board, and he's going to tap 3 for that Hongo back down again. He's going to use effective Yasop to swing, and we're going to go swing another 7, and we're just going to take. I don't have a 1K. I don't think I could give him. I had a bunch of 2Ks. Like I could have blocked. I guess I had the Alvida, but I want to keep that for a Croc and Mihawk. I didn't, and I'm also looking for a Croc and Mihawk. That's why I took that hit. Don't have a Croc and Mihawk. Don't have a way of finding one. Thinking about what the best way to do this is. I have a Promo Buggy, so I think I'm going to swing 5 life. He's going to leader effect. Actually, no, he's not going to leader effect. He's going to counter out because he thinks we could swing the Mihawk. He takes instead. And we're just going to hard cast Mihawk into Alvida. Hopefully we can find a Croc and Mihawk. We don't, but we're able to find a Crossskill Searcher, so I want to hold on to that. I'm going to pitch the Pudding. Thinking about whether to pitch the Dofi or the Luffy. Probably should pitch the Dofi, but I'm just thinking about that could come in handy next turn. If I don't have a Croc and Mihawk, I could play that instead, but ultimately decided to pitch it. I don't think we're going to need it. We're going to kind of have to bet we find one off the Crossskill Searcher. But we also set up the 10 cost Buggy next turn. Not that there's a good candidate. Like at this point, we probably bottom deck the Hongo with the 10 cost Buggy. But we'll at least have that option in case he plays something at this point. But I'm going to come to a realization at some point here in a second. As he goes to his 8th turn, I'm expecting a Rayleigh. That would be like he could blow. We don't have protection. He could blow up my Alvida. That's why I don't want to. You could also blow up one of the Promo Buggies or the Mihawk with the Hongo. But I don't want to turn that Mihawk sideways and put extra pressure because if he plays a Rayleigh, he could potentially blow up 2 things. I only want him to blow up 1 thing. He's going to tap 5 for a Yasop. He's going to become a 6K leader for the turn. And then he's going to swing. He's going to use the effective Yasop, put some extra on. He's going to swing 10 life. And I'm thinking about what to take, what to do. He's got 1 Dawn standing. And I think I'm just going to block. At one point he said 9K to life. I think he forgot that the Yasop also powers up 1,000 because it's a 10k swing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to block, give two 2ks. Thinking about what two 2ks to give. We'll give one Kabaji, and then we'll give the other Kabaji. Going down in hand size, so the Moji could come into handy. We draw another Dofi. We could definitely Dofi that Yasa back to his hand, but 10 cost Buggy would just be a better play. We're going to search one just to keep our options open, and we're don't have a great selection. We can grab a Galdino. So I'm going to just grab the Galdino and search again. I really want a Croc and Mihawk, and we're able to find one here, so we're going to just grab that. But here's what I'm thinking. The plan was kind of just search, find a Croc and Mihawk, and then 10 cost Buggy that Yasa away. But now I'm thinking he's going to go to 10 Dawn next turn, and he has that Hongo. He could turn that Hongo sideways and minus 2,000 power, and then bomb Shanks my Buggy. And I don't have protection because I don't have the Croc and Mihawk. So I'm thinking like, I'm betting on him having that card, but I'm going to play around it. I'm going to make the safer play in my opinion, which is I'm just going to swing 5 life and see what he does. He leader effects. Now I'm going to swing 7 because I don't care if this Alvita dies. I potentially could play over it anyways. And he takes. And then I'm going to tap 5 for leader ability, pitch the Dofi. We're going to play Croc and Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1, pitch the promo. Our hand's looking pretty bricked as well. And we're going to play down a 2k here. We're going to play down the 2k Moji. Maybe better off keeping the Moji in hand as a 2k. Don't have a lot of counter. We're going to play that down. I'm at 4 cards in hand, so Moji's close to being active. But ultimately, I played around the bomb Shanks. And we can bomb now that we have protection. Whenever he plays, we can 10 cost Buggy away next turn. But he's going to have the Yasop on board. The only swing we really need to worry about potentially is the Yasop. The 5k body. He's going to have 2 swings, and whatever he plays, he could play a rusher. So we'll see what happens. But I think the idea I would like to do is counter out of 1 swing. It's kind of hard to do when I have 3 bricks and 1 2k. Counter out of 1 swing, go down to 3 cards in hand, and use the Moji block. That's kind of what I would like to do. But we'll see. He's on his 10 Dawn turn. He's asking questions about what the Croc and Mihawk protects. And I was like, it protects everything that's cross guild. He's wondering if it protects itself. It does. He's going to tap 10 for a Rush Shanks. Everything on my side of the field gets minus 1,000 power, and it also gains Rush. Now he's going to put a Dawn on Yasop. He used the effect of one of his Yasops to give Dawn 2 Yasop. So he's swinging 7. He's minusing 1,000 power to my Moji, I think. Or to the Mihawk, I think. Yeah, he minus the Mihawk. There's no point to minus the Moji. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm just going to take this one. Probably counter. He's going to be able to swing 6. I can Mihawk block with 1, and then Moji block with the other. I take, and it's a Hound Blaze, and I can bounce a 3 cost back to hand. I'm thinking about what to do, and I'm going to bounce one of his Yasops back to hand. I think this might be like, I bounced the one he didn't use, so he can't give another Dawn. It doesn't make a difference in the grand scheme of everything. But yeah, now he's going to be able to swing 5 life and 12 life. I have 4 cards in hand. I'm also going to get caught up in wanting to get that Moji active. I have 4 cards in hand. I need to pitch 1 in order to get that active. And I also want to draw a card because I want... I just want to draw another card. And he's going to swing 5 at life. And here's where I should block with the Mihawk. But instead I'm going to give counter just to get the Moji life. I should block with the Mihawk. And then I should block the 12k swing with the Moji and not get any draw off of it. But yeah, I should do that, but instead I don't. Now we're going to be able to Buggy that Shanks away. So let's start off with that because we want to do that so that way our characters have more power on board. because right now everything's minus 1,000. Let's leader ability, tap 5. Let's pitch the Croc and Mihawk. I'm still holding on to that Luffy just in case we need a rusher. We bottom deck the Shanks. And here's where I think the play should be: put all Dawn on the Croc and Mihawk and swing into the Yasop, and either make him make that Yasop die, or make him use all of his hand, pretty much. That's what I think the play is. Put all 5 Dawn on Croc and Mihawk and swing, or at least swing at the Yasop. That should be the move. But instead, I think I'm going to establish another Mihawk blocker. So I'm going to swing 5 life, see what he does first with the leader effect. And I think the idea here is I'm going to play down another blocker, swing 5 life leader effects. And he gives me counter. And again, I think that the move here is swing heavy at the Yasop. He does have a decent amount of cards in hand, but like I can burn through a lot of those. I'm just gonna swing 7 at the Yasop. I think I swing 7 life actually. Don't even swing at the Yasop. I should swing at the Yasop. My thinking here is I'm going to establish the Mihawk blocker. I'm going to have 2 blockers. One for... we're also going to leader effect to do the Mihawk so we can draw 2 trash 1. And we're going to pitch the non-counter. I have 2 blockers that can intercept the Yasop swing and leader swing. And if he plays another rusher, I can take 1 hit. That was kind of like the idea. I feel kind of safe here. But I think, again, he's at 1 life. We could potentially push next turn. It's just a better play to try to kill the Yasop. But I'm at the point where I'm thinking like I might be able to win next turn. He does have a decent amount of cards in it. I think he has 7. We're down to, I think, 2 cards in hand. A 2K and a 1K. We can counter out a 7K swing. He's going to tap 9 for the starter deck Shanks. But he really should tap 6 because he's able to get extra power. So I remind him, hey, you want to restand 3 Dawn? Because I have the 12K body here. You can restand 3 Dawn. Like, it's actually 6K because of that. So he happily does so. Then he's going to use effective Yasop to put a Dawn on Yasop. Swing 7 into the Croc and Mihawk. And he's going to minus 1,000 power to the Mihawk. He's also, before he does that, he also wants to establish the Hongo, so I let him do that. So we're going to put dice to make sure 1 Mihawk's minus 1,000, 1 Mihawk's minus 2,000. He's doing 7, and I'm just going to give him a 1K. We keep 1 card in hand in case there's any crazy removal, but I actually don't think there's any removal you can do with 4 Dawn. One of the interesting parts, though, is he's a 7K leader now. He's going to swing 9 at the Croc and Mihawk. And it's whether I want to give a Mihawk blocker. Ultimately going to decide to just let it die. The blocker at this point probably a little bit more valuable. And then he's going to pass. So he is a 7K leader and he has 2 Dawn standing. But I have 2 ways of going about this. I have a Kabaji blocker. I can play a blocker. I can just keep the blocker standing. I could swing this 12K body into Yasop. But I just feel like I need to put pressure on life. I feel like I kind of need to go for it because of the fact that he has that 10K body. I don't have a 10 cost buggy. If I have a 10 cost buggy, I could just buggy that Shanks away and we could probably just go on to cruise. But I don't have one. I'm going to swing 12 life and see what he does. I could play a Kabaji. Like the safe play is play a Kabaji down, swing, put the other Dawn on like leader and swing, and then go from there. He's going to tap 2 Dawn in totality for 2 Divine Departures. So he goes plus 6. He's 7K, so he gets to the 13. He counters out, but now he has like 5 cards in hand. And I'm thinking, all right, I got to go for the game now at this point. We got rid of the Dawn. Ultimately, the fact that there were Divine Departures versus Rad Beams is good news for us. So I'm thinking, do I swing 11, 13 for game? if I swing, the problem is I have to swing the Mihawks. Like, I can't pivot once I put the Dawn on the Mihawk, because I'm going to lose if I swing any Mihawk, if I don't win this turn. So I'm going to swing 11. Yeah, we're swinging 11. Wait, he's a 7K leader, so he'd have to give us 3 cards out of hand. I think he's at 5 again. He takes, no trigger. And now it's like, okay, we got to go for it now. Let's put the 6 Dawn on, and let's swing 13 for game. And he hasn't used leader effect yet, so he's going to give 2K, 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 so that's 6. And then he just leader effects, and he's got it. So at this point, I'm just going to concede. He's got it. Super sloppy game. I'm embarrassed by the fact that I let that swing go down on a 2 Dawn turn. That's just embarrassing. I shouldn't let that happen. Yeah, and then Crockett Mihawk didn't show up to work, so that's kind of disappointing. I wish we could have got him, but he did confirm he had the bomb Shanks in his hands. We played that perfectly with the fact that he had the Hongo. If we would have buggied, we would have lost that buggy immediately. So I think we did play it well, despite the fact that we drew kind of poorly. And I think, yeah, ultimately this was a sloppy game, and I need to be better about making sure dumb things like swinging on 2 Dawn doesn't happen. Let me know in the comments anything else I could have done differently. Really appreciate you guys, and see you next time.